ओके, जिस लोगों का ड्रीम है जेई और एई बनने का मैकेनिकल इंजीनियरिंग में, उस लोगों के लिए इस वीडियो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट हो जाता है, क्योंकि हम लोगों का प्रीवियस ईयर जो क्वेश्चन है वो बहुत ज़्यादा ही वेटेज रखता है और इम्पोर्टेंस हो जाता है, और हम लोग प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चन रेगुलरली नहीं प्रैक्टिस कर पाते हैं। इसीलिए एक साथ प्रैक्टिस करने के लिए आप मेरे साथ चैनल को सब्सक्राइब और नोटिफिकेशन ऑन कर रख सकते हो डेली प्रैक्टिस करने के लिए। ओके, ये जो है यूथ कंपटीशन टाइम का जो बुक है प्रीवियस ईयर का, वो ही है जिसको हम लोग डिस्कस करेंगे। इधर क्वेश्चन एंड आंसर बोथ इज गिवन। ओके, फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम द फ्लूइड मैकेनिक्स, वी स्टार्ट द फर्स्ट फ्रॉम द फ्लूइड मैकेनिक्स। ओके, क्वेश्चन इज an ideal gas an ideal fluid obeys the Newton's law of the viscosity. B is both incompressible and the non-viscous. A non-viscous, fabric, frictionless and the compressible. Okay, जो ideal fluid है is both incompressible and non-viscous. Option B is the right. फिर से ऑप्शन आंसर चेक कर लेते हैं। देखो जो है characteristic of the ideal fluid. An ideal fluid have the zero viscosity, is incompressible fluid, its work modulus is infinity, it have no surface tension, it offers no resistance in flow. In real, ideal fluid is not exist in nature. Okay, these are the very important different type of questions are mixed from here. Okay. Sorry for network issue. Okay, second question. Friends, second question is Newton's law of the viscosity is relationship between rate of shear strain and temperature, pressure, velocity and temperature, shear stresses and the velocity, shear stresses and the rate of shear. We know that the shear in Newton's law of viscosity, what is the Newton law of viscosity? Mu equal to, sorry, uh, tau equal to, you know that the mu du by dy. Okay, so this is the rate of shear strain or the velocity gradient and equal to its velocity rate of shear strain du by dy equal to d theta by dt. So d is the answer, shear stress and the rate of the shear strain. फिर भी चेक कर लेते हैं ठीक हुआ या गलती हो गया। ठीक है, देखो एक्सप्लेनेशन देख लो। एक्सप्लेनेशन क्या है, बोल रहा explanation Newton's law of the viscosity is a relationship between the shear stress and the rate of shear strain. Those fluid which the flows Newton of the viscosity. Tau equal to mu du by dy, known as the Newtonian fluid. The like air, water, alcohol, kerosene, diesel, petrols, all are the Newtonian fluids. Real fluids are the real fluids are the Newtonian fluids also. Next question. Next question is the kinematic viscosity is equal to, kinematic viscosity, we know the kinematic viscosity equal to dynamic viscosity by density. Dynamic viscosity by density, option A is the right answer. explanation देख लो. What is the explanation? Kinematic viscosity. Kinematic viscosity is the ratio of the dynamic viscosity and the density of liquid. Kinematic viscosity mu by rho meter square per second. Temperature increase होगा then kinematic viscosity of the liquid decrease and the gases for increases. The pressure liquids not change. Okay. But then for the gases kinematic viscosity is decreases. Next question. If you plot shear strain versus shear graphs at the Newtonian fluid, the shape of the curve will be. Comment में answer. Give the answer in the comment. Which answer is the correct? It's the straight line. B is the elliptic. C is the hyperbolic. It is the parabolic. A is the straight line. Okay. Then check the answer. Next. Look it. This is a straight line curve Newtonian fluid. Slope mu equal to tan theta. Okay. Which fluid obeys the Newton's law of viscosity tau equal to mu du by dy? That's called the Newtonian fluid. The curve of the Newtonian fluid is the straight line in the stress strain graph. Okay, example: the water, air, kerosene, glycerin, petrol are all the Newtonian fluid. There is the given example of the non-Newtonian fluid graph. देख सकते हो. This is the dilatant fluid or the shear thickening fluid, pseudoplastic fluid, the shear thinning fluid. Okay, example होगा blood, milk, Newtonian fluid, the rheobatic fluid and the thixotropic fluid. Next question, question number 5. If you are the given the 5 samples of the liquid having a fixed density, identify the increasing order of the heights the samples will reaches in the following capillary tubes. Which is the answer? If diameter is decreases, the capillary rise is increases. Okay, देखते हैं किसका डायमीटर डी का डायमीटर कम है. ओके, क्या बोला है? हैविंग द फिक्स्ड डेंसिटी आइडेंटिफाई द इंक्रीजिंग इन ऑर्डर. ओके, इंक्रीजिंग इन ऑर्डर, सो डी इज फर्स्ट, देन सी, बी, ए. बी इज द आंसर. Okay, let's check it. Option is given A. Why we don't know? Because h is the increases, then the diameter of the decrease, there is the less so height is increases. Height is increases for the D. Sorry, decreasing increasing order में बोला है ना. For fast decreases A, B, C, D. Increasing in order. Next question. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन है जिस टाइप का वो जो बोल रहा है आइडियल फ्लूइड. Ideal fluid, real fluid, and the Newtonian non-Newtonian fluid is given. The column 2 is shear stress is directly proportional to velocity gradient. This is the Newtonian fluid. Shear stress is not proportional to velocity gradient. It is the non-Newtonian fluid. Possesses viscosity and the does not possess the viscosity. Ideal fluid is the non-viscous, so does not always the possess the viscosity. Real possess the viscosity 3. So C is 1, C is 1, and B is 2, D is 2, D is 2. Okay, and A is 4, A, A is 4, D is the answer. Or check it. Yes, you can see that D is the answer. The explanation in the ideal fluid that does not possess the viscosity, real fluid that possesses the viscosity, and the Newtonian fluid the shear stress is directly proportional to the velocity gradient. Newtonian fluid, non-Newtonian fluid, the shear stress is not proportional to the velocity gradient. Friend, if you know the answer, please comment the answer. Comment the answer. Okay. What is the value of the shear stress at constant velocity gradient for all layers in the ideal plastic fluid? A less than 0, B greater than 0, equal to 0, D cannot be determined. Shear stresses at constant velocity gradient for all layers in and the ideal plastic fluid. Okay, ideal plastic fluid is greater than 0. This is the ideal plastic fluid greater than 0. Next question. Next question is certain liquid rise the 10 centimeter in the capillary tube that has the radius is equal to the 4 mm to what is the height will be the same liquid rise in the another tube of the same material but with the half the original radius. Rise 10 centimeter in capillary tube that will be the radius with the 4 or equal to 4 mm. Okay, to what height will be the same liquid rise in the another tube, same material but the half of the original radius. For radius is 2. Okay, a is equal to, you know that the 4 sigma cos theta by rho gd. Okay, 4 sigma cos theta by rho gd, 4 sigma cos theta rho gd 2. So relation between them, the 4 sigma rho g is cancel out from the and cos theta cancel out from this equation. So h1 by h2 is equal to the do2 by d1. So 4 by 8 is the 1 I listed 2. So if you solve that, answer is coming from the 20 centimeter. H2 is the 20 centimeter. Okay. Next question. Mercury is the being used as the fluid in a manometer. What property of the mercury mainly allows the manometer column to be the shorter when the compared to the other fluids? Its high density, its low vapor pressure, its low miscibility, it has high interness. It is the high density. Is the answer. Okay. Read it. Mercury is being the used as the fluid in a manometer due to the its high density, low vapor pressure, low miscibility, but due to its high density property, shorter the manometer column is required to compare to the other fluids. 1 bar atmosphere equal to 760 mm of Hg column and 10.33 of the water column. Density is the main property for manometric fluid. Next question, if A is the surface tension on a liquid droplet and the B is the surface tension on a hollow bubble, which is the following expression shows the relation between them? This is the answer. For we know that the pressure drop of the bubble, the 4 sigma d by 4 sigma by d, and the hollow bubble. So for the soap bubble, 8 sigma by d. So if you compare these two equation, we get that the A equal to 2b. Friends, question number 11. From the given sets of the statements regarding the manometric fluid, identify the incorrect statement. Kerosene can be used as a manometric fluid. Saline can be used as a manometric fluid. Alcohol can be used as the manometric fluid. Water can be used as a manometric fluid. C. Alcohol can be used as a manometric fluid. Sorry, B. B is the answer. I am wrong. B is the answer. The saline can be used in the manometric fluid. What is the reason? The explanation is given here. The properties of the manometric fluid: low vapor pressure, high density, immiscibility, non-toxic, easily available, etc. And the saline can. Okay, there is a not वो incorrect statements. इसीलिए ही गलती हो गया. Incorrect statement. Kerosene and alcohol and the water also can be used in the manometric fluid. Water rising in the capillary tube made of the pure glass. What is the angle of the contact? For the pure glass with water, pure water is angle between the 0 degree. And mercury and the pure glasses theta equal 130 degree, angle of contact 130. Question number 13, friends. So which of the following is true for the real fluid? Is incompressible, has surface tension, is viscous. Real fluid is incompressible, has surface tension, yes. Is viscous, yes. Mm, रियल फ्लूइड, ओ सॉरी फ्लूइड बोला है ना. लिक्विड फ्लूइड तो कंप्रेसिबल भी हो सकता है यार. लाइक यार द गैस इज द कंप्रेसिबल. सो 2 and the 3 is the answer. B. Explanation is given here. A real fluid are those who is available practically. These are the compressible, have the surface tension, are the viscous. Oil, kerosene oil, diesel, petrol, water, etc. The example of the real fluid. Also, they are the Newtonian fluid. Friends, question number 14. The CGS units of the X and the Y are the poise, and identify the X and Y. Poise are the unit. Poise is unit dynamic viscosity, and the stroke is the unit of the kinematic viscosity. X is the dynamic viscosity, and the Y is the kinematic viscosity. Stroke is the unit of kinematic viscosity. Okay, you saw the explanation is given here. Stroke is the unit of the kinematic viscosity. Kinematic viscosity, it is the ratio of dynamic viscosity to the mass density. It is the denoted by the nu. Okay, nu equal to mu by rho. Question number 16. Property of a fluid by the virtue of which it attracts its own molecules are attracts between own molecules are the cohesion. Okay, cohesion, and attraction between the different molecule is addition. Okay, please comment the in which in air, gases or the liquid, cohesion is dominating. In liquid, which is dominates, cohesion or adhesion? Question number 17. Density of the water is the maximum at 4 degrees centigrade is the maximum of the density of the water, and volume is the minimum. Okay. Question number 18. The specific gravity of the water is 1. A specific gravity, what is the specific gravity? Specific gravity is the density of the fluid of the density of the ideal fluid. Density of the fluid is the water. What is this? 1000. And the density of the ideal fluid also water. So this is the density of the 1000. So 1 is the answer. Next question: the rise or the depression of the liquid in a tube due to the surface tension with increase in the size of the tube will decreases. Height rise of the height and the fall of the height is inversely proportional to diameter, because the capillary rise is equal to 4 sigma 4 sigma cos theta by rho gd. Here is the answer also given, the explanation. Capillarity is a phenomenon by which a liquid, depending upon its specific gravity, rises into a thin glass tube above or below its general level. This phenomenon is due to the combined effect of the cohesion and the adhesion of the liquid particles. Capillary height is equal to 4 sigma cos theta by rho gd. So H directly inversely proportional to 1 by d. If you increase the diameter, then decreases the height or the polar rise of the capillarity. Question number 28: fluid flow in which the density of the liquid, so density of the fluid does not change during the following called, does not change, density is not change the incompressible fluid, okay, or the incompressible liquid. Liquids are mostly incompressible, okay. Answer is the correct. Question number 21: fluid rise in the thin capillaries, also known as the capillary action, in the virtue of which fluid properties, um, mass, kinematic, viscosity, surface tension, temperature. The surface tension is the answer. Also explanation is given here. Uh, Fluid rise or the depress in a thin capillary tube or the capillary action phenomenon is the virtue of the surface tension property of the fluid. Capillary height is equal to 4 sigma theta by 4 sigma cos theta by rho gd. Capillarity depends on the value of the surface tension, but the surface tension is not the reason of the capillarity. Next question: from the following sets of the statements on the capillary action, identify the correct pair. A. Capillary effect is known as the meniscus effect. Yes, it is true. The fall on the liquid surface during capillary action is known as the capillary depression. Yes, true. The effect is the represented in terms of the mm per kg of liquid. No. The value of the capillarity strictly depends on the specific weight of the liquid. 1 is 2 is the answer. Is the answer. 1 and 2 is the correct. You check it. Also yes, the right answer. This is the explanation. The phenomenon of the rise or the falling of the liquid in a narrow tube which is dipped in that fluid is known as the capillarity. The fall of liquid surface during the capillary action is known as the capillary depression. Margery and the glasses. Capillary effect is also known as the meniscus effect. Shape of the meniscus of the Margery and glass. Margery and the glass is the convex type. Okay, this is the convex type. Okay, this is the convex type, and this is the concave type. For the water and the glass is concave type. Number 23. Which of the following is an the example of the thixotropic substance? Thixotropic substance is the example of the thixotropic substance: printer, ink, lipstick. This is the thixotropic substance. Shear stresses is static fluid is always always zero. The specific volume of the liquid is the reciprocal of specific volume is the reciprocal of the mass density. Mass unit mass. Okay. थैंक यू फॉर वॉचिंग दिस वीडियो। ऐसे ही डेली प्रैक्टिस करने के लिए, मेरे साथ जुड़ने के लिए चैनल को सब्सक्राइब और फॉलो कर लेना। ओके, थैंक यू। गुड नाइट एवरीबॉडी।